Port Harcourt native soup, also known as fisherman soup, is one of the most delicious soup in Nigeria. Yes, I said so. It comprises of all the fresh seafood you can think of, and it is so easy to put together, so delicious. I bet you want to learn this one, so let me show you how I made it. These are the ingredients we'll be using for this soup. As you can see, we have some pepper, onion, we have ngolo, also known as sea snail. We have some okporoko. I love okporoko in my soup. I have some tilapia and crocker fish here. Fresh one, okay? I also have some shrimps. Yes, we are making native soup. We have some periwinkle, some crab. All these are well cleaned. I have my diced Oziza leaf here, some crayfish. I also have some salt, and I have my thickener Ofor. I have my seasoning powder, and I have my palm oil. You can see all these are the ingredients to be using. So guys, let's get cooking. In a clean pot, you want to add all your fresh fish. In here, I have my tilapia and my crocker fish. Like I said earlier, for this recipe, it calls for fresh ingredients. So please note, you want to make the soup, always use fresh ingredients like your fresh fish, okay? And I'll be cooking this with my ngolo, also known as sea snail. This is just like your typical snail. Then add my okporoko. Then I'll also add some of my diced onions and my pepper in here, and I love to chop my pepper this way just so that you can give it more boost of color. As you can see, this looks beautiful already. I'll also be adding some seasoning powder and some salt, and I'll also add some crayfish, add a little bit of water, and then I'll cover this up and let this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. We all know that fish doesn't take time to cook at all. On low heat, please note, on low heat. And after 15 minutes, this is what I got. So I'm going to be taking out the fish. We know that fish doesn't take time and it tends to scatter, so I'm going to be taking out the fish from this so that it can sit one place while we continue the rest of the cooking process. Note that the fish will be introduced to the soup later on when the soup is almost ready. And guys, if you're not using crab, you can just dish this part and just go ahead and add all your ingredients. But I'm adding crab, and I want my crab to cook very well, so I'm just going to add my crab here, give this a stir, and I also had my shrimps and any other ingredient you have at this stage. You can just add them except your periwinkle. Periwinkle will go last because it doesn't take time at all. Then I will also add more crayfish. Okay, please don't be stingy with crayfish when you make Nigeria soup, okay? Then add your palm oil. You don't need much oil for this. I also add some seasoning powder and my Ofor. This Ofor, you can just go ahead and add it in just like that, but I just like to add little palm oil, give this a mix like this, then I'll transfer it into the soup. Cocoyam is also another good alternative for this soup. Please do not use achi for no reason. Achi will just make it black. Either you're using Ofor or cocoyam, please note that this is the most important ingredient in the soup. This is what is going to make your soup really nice. So please make sure you're using the right ingredient, Ofor or cocoyam. So when you transfer this, you want to give everything a good mix, then add water to your satisfaction, okay? If you want your soup to last, you can add more water, but this is what I am going for. Then you want to cover this up so that you can cook for like 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, look, our soup is sticking up already, and that is what Ofor does to your soup, okay? It's a thickener, okay? This is why you should use the right agent for this. Give everything a good mix, and then you introduce that fish we kept aside into this, okay? The reason why we kept it, like I said earlier, we don't want it to scatter, okay? Fish tend to scatter a lot, and guys, these fish are not cheap, okay? So definitely want to see something to eat. So when it scatter, we won't be able to see something to eat. Then you want to give everything a good mix. At this point, your neighbor should be knocking at your door asking you, what are you cooking? Because oh my goodness, this smells so good. Now we are going to introduce our periwinkle. Like I said earlier, periwinkle doesn't take time, and you need a lot of periwinkle for this. Don't be stingy with periwinkle. You want to cover this up and cook on low steam for another 5 to 10 minutes. And guys, look at what we have. Our soup is already looking good. At this point, you can just eat this to go. But now we are going to add a little bit of that chopped Oziza leaf I showed you guys earlier, just to give it more boost of color and fragrance. You can also add Oziza seeds, but I'm omitting that. Why? Because I already have my Oziza leaf. Just cover this up and let this cook for another 2 minutes. And guys, our soup is ready. Just look at this goodness. Look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. Fisherman soup, also known as native soup, it is very popular in the South River State. It is so nutritious. It is so delicious, and it is very expensive, trust me, because of the fresh ingredients. Fresh seafood are not cheap at all. It is for the rich people only. I'm joking. Anybody can make this if your pocket can carry it, but you can just use what works for you. And I'll be pairing mine with semo. Tell me in the comment section what you think is well paired with this soup. But for me, fufu or semo all the way. If you got into this point and you love this recipe, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, and on your notification bell. When I post a new video, you'll be the first to see my video. Thank you for stopping by, and see you in my next video. And bye for now.